Yes, we'd like to thank Game Up, our sponsor for the podcast. They make a thirst-quenching adult beverage with a special blend of electrolytes. Comes in 4 great flavors: fruit punch, orange, lemon, lime, and grape.
That's right. And it's only 110 calories. It's a low-carb drink, so you can just not feel guilty and enjoy some Game Up. Let's just talk briefly about this past weekend's fight night. Hernandez, Pereira. Anything else you want to shout out on this card as well, as far as what you saw this weekend and the co-main event?
Yeah, Darren Elkins, Daniel Pineda had a great fight as expected. Pineda retired afterwards, so shout out to him. Had a great, very exciting career. That's about all going on. This card was a bit soft, so let's get right to this co-main event. Rob Font versus Kyler Phillips. I did not call this one right. I said that, Rob was probably a little too long in the tooth, looking like he was on the downturn. Kyler's an exciting prospect, looked poised and ready to take the next step, but too much too soon for him. Rob's still a beast. So he ended up getting a decision win, I believe. So bump in the road for Kyler. I think he'll still be back in title contention not too far from now, but this was a bit humbling for him, I think.
Yeah, we split these picks, actually. I did pick Font. I thought that, but then I did not. Pereira Hernandez, kind of exactly how you called it. I mean, Michel Pereira actually came out crazy, like always. Looked good in that first round. Hernandez weathered that storm. And then even in round 2, there was moments where Pereira, I believe if I remember correctly, almost he had a choke on him for a little bit. But once Hernandez got out of that, it was pretty much like Pereira had run out of gas and run out of ideas. Hernandez took him down, pressure for the rest of the fight, and then put a big stamp on it. TKO round 5, ground and pound, some elbows. I thought great win for Hernandez, especially when you consider, you talked about it last week, that Pereira, at least in my mind, quietly had kind of put together an 8-fight win streak. So Hernandez, who keeps racking them up here.
I think Pereira needs a new camp and some goddamn cardio. Jesus Christ. I mean, his camp was in there and telling him just take a round off at one point.
Yeah.
To conserve energy. And then like in the 4th round or the 5th round, they were like, you just need one big shot. I'm like, how are you ever going to be champion with that kind of, instruction? Terrible coaching, I believe. I'm obviously not an MMA fighter, but from what I've seen and heard from many fights, that's terrible coaching. I don't understand how he even, it's just awful. So, find a new camp, because he definitely has skills. But at this point, I know he had 8 wins in a row, but he runs out of gas so quickly. It was the end of the first round. He was already huffing and puffing. So every guy knows they just need to make it through that first round, and then they can wear him down. Capoeira is all fun and games until, you can't breathe at the end of the first round. So
actually impressive that Pereira has put together the record he has, and not only in MMA, but in UFC. So I think that he's an overachiever with that game plan as it is. So You're right. If you're going to evolve and go to the next level, let's maybe see your game evolve a little bit.
Yeah, I think he has so much potential that he's kind of wasting by not timing some of these things and just going out and blowing his wad immediately. So honestly, I think Fluffy probably should have finished him sooner, but he's a very tough guy. So, he did what he could. He ended up getting the finish in the end. So shout out to Fluffy, and better luck next time to Pereira.
All right, let's get to it.
If you haven't tried Game Up, then you are missing out. Imagine your favorite seltzer and your favorite sports drink had a baby, but it's way better than that. Each can is 110 calories, low carb, 4.9 ABV. It's a nice light drink that is not light on flavor. Game Up comes in fruit punch, orange, lemon, lime, and grape. Pick it up at drinkgameup.com or at your nearest liquor store.